Now, before you go crazy following any of those videos you have seen on using AI to create content, stop, because I'm going to share with you exactly how I use AI to create content in my seven-figure information businesses that's designed to bring in the sales, but not copyright lawsuits. Hey there, it's Dominic here again, and I'm a seven-figure information business owner. I'm also a mentor who has guided thousands of people around the world, just like you, to do the same more profitably. I have graduates from my book course asking me this question. So Dominic, can we write and design the whole book from scratch using just AI? I mean, that sounds really like a good idea, right? You click a few buttons and within a few minutes, the book pops out and money rain down from the sky. Wow. Now, of course, that sounds great until we get slapped with zero sales and lawsuits doing that. So here's how I use AI instead to create content legally and more profitably. Now, if you have actually used AI tools like ChatGPT, I bet you've probably felt very impressed. When I first used it, at a first glance, the output looks very well thought out and it actually sounds very logical and very informational. Now, of course, this output can easily impress beginners who have zero ideas, knowledge, or experience on that specific topic itself. But here are two major drawbacks that will come back and bite you later on, especially if you intend to sell that as an information product. Now, drawback number one is the output is going to be similar for everyone on the same topic. So let's say you want to create a book on, let's say, essential oils, and you want to use ChatGPT to create an outline for it just like this. Like I said, the output does look very impressive. But the problem is, when someone else or everyone around the world does the same thing, they get the same output, if not a similar output, just worded a little bit differently. So if you're going to use the points as it is, it's definitely going to open you up to this thing called plagiarism and copyright issues. And that's where some people will naturally think, okay, then let me use another AI. Let me use another tool to rewrite the content for me. Cool. But here's the question. At the end of the day, if your information product teaches the same stuff in the same way as other people, how are we going to stand out against the crowd? And obviously, the short answer is we can't. And that's why in my coaching, I emphasize a lot about having these two things to stand out. First of all, have a unique selling point, USP. So for example, you can present the same content, but present it in a different angle or present it in a different format. Number two, you have to share human experience and implementation, which brings me to the next drawback. Drawback number two, the content is strong on theories, but very weak on implementation. Now, here's the reality today. If customers want to learn theories, they would turn to Google, YouTube, or go to any search engines. They wouldn't really invest in an information product like a book or a course, or even invest in a service to get just theories in the first place. Now, what do they want to invest in is either one of this: specific implementation steps, tools, and hands-on guidance from a fellow human being with emotions and real-life struggles, like limited time, And that's where sharing human experience and implementation comes in. Now, what that means is creating the content from a different perspective. Instead of how to, you will want to share it like how I do it or how other people are doing this. So take for example, again, using the example of the essential oils book. Now, instead of telling people how to use it, like, okay, you can put it in a diffuser, okay, you can apply it on your skin and so on and so forth, my book obviously will be different. I will talk about how people from different groups would use it, because let's say a busy consultant who is constantly out of the office meeting clients one-on-one, they probably still want to use essential oils, right? But they don't have access to PowerPoint plugs or even that, the power plugs or the diffuser. So that would be a very different approach that they would use when it comes to using essential oils or applying it instead of someone who's in the office the entire day. Or another way I would do it is I would actually go use essential oils myself. Then I'll start talking about the challenges I face. Like take for example, I was at home, I was using essential oils and my wife hated the smell. So how do we overcome that and make it in a way that I could still use essential oils, right? So that way, this content will come to life. It will be a lot more relatable. It will be a lot more applicable, right? So that would be better as compared to having a AI content where you talk about Here are the 3 steps to using essential oils. Okay, that actually sounded way better in my mind. But which content would you rather go through? Especially when you gotta put in an investment to access it. Would it be the one where you're talking about experience, be it other people's experience or yours? Or would it be the one that has no experience at all, it's just how to? You get my point, right? But here's what I'm not saying. I'm not saying don't use AI at all. What I'm saying is you can use AI generated content, but you've got to add in these 2 things into the mix. Number 1, a unique selling point. Number 2, human experience and implementation. Now, I'm very curious to know this. Are you using any AI tools in your business or your job? Tell me in the comments below. And by the way, I'll also be recording the exact steps I use with ChatGPT to generate content ideas for my information products. And I'll put the link to that video here when it's ready and in the description below as well. Now, in the meantime, you can follow me and take the business to the next level by subscribing to this channel. So go ahead, click on the subscribe button at the bottom of this video so you'll be notified when the video is ready, and I'll see you in the next video.